Cetulakarnamarjanam Bhavamahadavagninirvatam Shriya Kairava Chandrakavitaranam Vidyavadurivanam Anandam Durivardhanam Pratipadam Puranam Vitasvaram Sarvatma Snapanam Padam Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam.
And Hare Krishna. So, very privileged. We've got the big guns out today. This is Divyanama Prabhu, the Sankirtan leader of Bhaktivedanta Mana. So yes, Prabhu, how's the Sankirtan efforts in Bhaktivedanta Mana going? How's the marathon? And have you got any words of inspiration for us?
Thank you, Gopal Rai Prabhu, for hosting this, not just for me, for many Sankirtan devotees from all around the country. I think it's just been so nice watching and hearing all the devotees who are doing such an amazing, stellar service. So thank you for organizing it. It definitely helps adding inspiration to the community. So thank you for what you're doing, apart from your amazing service. So Prabhu, Bhaktivedanta Manor, we have heard many times it's a sleeping giant. However, we are hoping that, especially during these last sprint of 5 days, we've got something. We are trying to get at least 300 devotees out into the community, each distributing, like we're trying to distribute 3,000 books over these last sort of this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think we got around 7 different spots today in different towns and locations where we are set up. And just, encouraging devotees to come along with no pressure. They just have to turn up to the spot, and we'll give them books, we'll give them prasadam, we'll give them the contact information of the temple, etc. And then, of course, some tips and trainings, and they can just come and shadow the devotees. So, I think it's exciting. Last night, we were in the Harrow Town Center. It was a buzzing place because Christmas, people are still shopping till late. So the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very intelligent. They are trying to grab people wherever they're going, trying to encourage them, entice them to take Krishna consciousness in the form of Srila Prabhupada books. So, it's an exciting time for everybody in UK. But particularly at Bhaktivedanta Manor, we are very excited, Prabhu.
I remember there was a particular time, maybe a few years ago, and you were probably the person that really inspired me and made me believe, like, okay, we can, as a UK team, we can start hitting targets and really reach a level of sort of UK Sankirtan we haven't hit before. And you could tell you were so ignited by the fire of your spiritual master, Vaisheshika Prabhu. And I was wondering, what was it that what ignited that fire in you for book distribution, and especially trying to hit targets and increase every year? And what was that moment where that fire was lit, Prabhu?
So Prabhu, both me and my wife, we've been distributing books for almost, I would say, over 25 years, because we were in India back in 2002, actually. I was there, and I came 2003 in the country. Actually, if I'm correct, about 18 years, not 25 years. So 2008 and 9, we got married with 8, and then I came over to England. And in 2010, we went back to India, and we were under the guidances of His Holiness Mahanidhi Swami, who lives in Radhakund. And he had such a great emphasis on book distribution. So during our time in India, we used to have, like, I remember in the small town we used to live, we used to have about 25 smart boxes. And over the weekend, just me, my wife, my son, who was just 1 year old, we would just go and replace the smart boxes, and we'll have a table outside Radha Govindji temple in Jaipur, where we used to live every weekend. So that used to be our service. And at the time, there was a lot of emphasis on just distribution. But ever since I came in touch with my divine spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, I learned that just the book distribution in itself is not sustainable, and just reading Prabhupada's books in itself is probably not going to give us the best outcome in terms of our growth in Krishna consciousness. So therefore, I felt it was very important for us to have that combination. So when I started to read Prabhupada books more seriously back in 2012, 13, then I could really appreciate it even more, and to be able to then resonate with people and relate to them as to where they are, and hopefully then present the books of Prabhupada in a different way. So that inspiration really came when I started to both together in a balanced way, actually. And then in terms of the goal setting and trying to do things, so I come from a corporate world. I work in healthcare industry currently in my role, and a lot of us out there are very driven about achieving the goals, having corporate vision and things like that. And I felt it's important to have a similar thing in our spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada himself wrote in a letter that devotees should always have a challenge and they should always try to rise up to it. And when you have something which can be measured, it can be done. So there is a saying, when it can be measured, it can be done. So that really gave us an impetus that why not have a number we could try to work towards, not just for the marathon, but the whole year, and try and work in such a way which can really help us move forward, and the whole community can come behind on it. And since then, it's been non-stop. And I think it's a steady growth for everybody across the country, working with you and other book distribution committee members. Yeah, so I think those are my thoughts, Prabhu, about that.
Nice. And what do you see as the future for book distribution? Obviously, I think you have, I don't know what to say, like a very big responsibility in terms of you have a vast, the Bhaktivedanta Mana, I think I can safely say it's the biggest devotional community in the UK. What's your plans? How do you see the future of book distribution? What's our
Yeah, I think future of book distribution is very bright when you have devotees like Gopal Rai Prabhu, Mathura Kripa Prabhu, Madhav Kumar Prabhu, Guru Shakti Mataji, Sukanti Radha Mataji, and everybody else, Adok Sacha Prabhu, Chaitanya Vallabh Prabhu, such amazing devotees, stalwart devotees in a team. And I think over the last 1 year, it's incredible the amount of energy being created, Gopal Rai Prabhu. You as a chair, heading everybody and bringing everyone together is just a different momentum. So I think UK is now really preparing for that surge. And I totally believe that if we can work together, we can actually go back to the original glory. UK and Europe were the top of the charts at the time when Prabhupada was here, and Bhagwan Das and many such personalities. So I think if we steadily keep working together in the same spirit like how we have been doing, the future is really bright. The other thing I would say, Prabhu, is that nowadays our temples are changing. Many devotees are living outside the temple than inside the temple. So I feel that the grahasthas are actually the future of book distribution. There are a few brahmacharis, of course, they go out daily, but having seen the kids and the parents and everybody going out and getting involved in this service, I think it's phenomenal. And I see now there is in US, in North America, there is a grahastha traveling team. So they go from one city to the other, stay there, take the devotees out, then move to the other city. So I think that's something I'm excited to see that happening in UK, and we can trial it like how you have been traveling to various cities and places. Similarly, we can get grahastha teams, husband, wife, children traveling and taking other community members with the kids taking out on book distribution. I think that will be something very, very huge, Gopal Rai Prabhu. So I'm very excited about the future of UK book distribution, Prabhu.
Nice. And I guess one last thing quickly, I mean, there was also quite interesting. I mean, a lot of the Sankirtan devotees have been saying as well. At least what I've been getting is those who are really into it. There is a correlation between reading the books and distributing the books. And you said yourself there was a time when you sort of saw both of them together, sort of helping each other. Was there something particular that sort of was a catalyst for that change, like a catalyst for all of a sudden thinking, okay, I need to go deeper into reading Srila Prabhupada's books? Or was it just something that, did you wake up one day and...
Yeah, no, Prabhu, I think it was very much, I was inspired by my example of my spiritual master, because also it's a fact that what we haven't tasted, we could try to distribute it, but we won't be able to do it with the same vigor and enthusiasm. And I felt that when I started to read Prabhupada's book daily, for example, reading a chapter of Bhagavad Gita, reading certain number of pages of Bhagavatam every day, I felt that the energy which comes from reading Prabhupada's books daily, whether you're sitting on a couch or wherever you are, and anyone who actually pays attention in reading Prabhupada's books very carefully, he or she cannot help but to think, how can I do good for others? Starting from Bhagavad Gita to Srimad Bhagavatam, where the sages are gathered, all their intention and vision was, what can we do to the people of the world who are going to come into the Kali Yuga. So in a similar vein, every other Prabhupada's purport is saturated with the spirit of mission. And I think that's what really makes our Gaudiya Sampradaya so special, and especially the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, that Prabhupada infused those purports with an strong element of preaching. And he knew that we are dull-headed. We can't be sitting in one place doing our bhajan. Like in the line, we have had Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and other personalities. So Prabhupada was very clear that our actually real advancement will come by going out. And Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, it speaks about that when we go out, we rise from the platform of Kanishta to Madhyam Adhikari. Because we're going in the world of unknown. And I often give this example. We find so many people around us in the temple, in the community, who come and say, Prabhu, you've done such an amazing service. You're doing a great service. But we don't surround ourselves with the people who actually come and shut doors on our face and say, get out of here. And that's important for our nourishment, because you get that when you go out on door to door on street, people don't even look at you. They just ignore you. You're maybe 5 feet 10 inch tall, but they don't even look at you. And then you think, in this world, I may think I'm a Sankirtan leader at Bhaktivedanta Manor, but last night when I was in Harrow Center, I felt like this when people were ignoring me. And I thought, really, that's my position. I'm Anu, Lord is Vibhu. So I'm nowhere. And then I felt I need to really go back into Prabhupada's books. And this is the fastest way to actually develop humility, Gopal Rai Prabhu. So I find that it's an exhilarating service. All services are great, but here you get direct attention of Krishna. And I think everyone should try and rise to that level of coming in. I'll end on this quote of I heard from Gaur Gopal Prabhu. He said, those who are convenience driven, they are experience deprived. So all I would say is that, if we have enough books given to us by Prabhupada or Guru Parampara, we can sit, we'll never be able to come to the end of it. But we have the opportunity to read something, digest it, reflect it, and take it back and share it with the world, so that we can take along much more people on our way journey back home, back to Godhead.
Jai. Divyanama Prabhu, thank you so much. I'm ready to hit the streets now with your inspiration. But anyway, I just want to, before we finish, I just want to say thank you again for everything you've done. You've inspired me a lot. I know you inspire a lot of the devotees. And as your spiritual master would say, we need more people in the world like you. If there are more people in the world like you, the world will be a better place.
Same to you, Prabhu. I feel the same. It's been a real privilege, Gopal Rai Prabhu, working with you and seeing the example of Cardiff and how you're building this beautiful temple, which is completely, the whole foundation is laid on the stone of the Sankirtan. It's very exciting time for the country, actually. And thank you for your leadership. And I'm looking forward to another exciting year working with you, Gopal Rai Prabhu.
Jai. Thank you, Divyanama Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami